We've got quite a few people in here. I'm surprised. I'm surprised. I don't know if anybody, was anybody at this session last year? It wasn't called 11 Things You Might Not Know About the Casper Suite. It was called 10 Things You Might Not Know About the Casper Suite. And we had it in a classroom, and unfortunately we had to not let everybody that wanted to attend come in. So I said, if we get a bigger stage, we got to have more things to fit into the stage, because that's how it works. So we got a bigger stage, we got more things, we got one more thing, and then I met with the legal team this morning, and it turned into 3 things you might not know about the Casper Suite. Oh. But then I left the meeting and I said, I don't care what you guys think. We'll bring it back up to 11 things you might not know about the Casper Suite. We're turning it to 11, and I might not have a job tomorrow. So, 12, ooh, impossible. It just doesn't work. You can't make it happen. We do have some resources. I wanted to get this out right away because the PDFs, I know if you guys are taking notes or anything else, it's easier just to download them and already have them finished, as well as there's going to be some scripts in there to have pre-documented things in them. Take them with you. And while everybody's grasping for their QR reader, which I think is the weirdest thing in the world, by the way, I'm going to represent your brains at the JNUC. Notice magenta. Day 1. After party. Day 2. Oh, that's almost it. Day 2 after party. Actually, day 2 after party. This is your magenta brain at the JNUC right now. It's full of useful information. I came up here and somehow this machine was file vaulted. Thanks, Rich, if you're here. He's probably got another one. So we're at the JNUC. That's what's going to happen with 11 things you might not know about the Casper Suite. You're either going to leave here really mad, or your brain is going to explode in your seats. We've actually got a pretty good coverage. We got some workflow things. We've got some pretty easy theoretical things, and we've got some heavy scripting, LEAP, not the LE. You know, we got the 3s and the 7s involved, so that we've got a little something for everybody here. You probably are going to know at least one thing, but my hope is when you leave, you don't know everything that's up there, and everybody hopefully will learn something in this session. If you don't know, I'm Sam. I'm the Director of Customer Service with Jamf Software. Is my hair all right? Yeah, if you don't recognize me, this is what happened. I am he. I'm sorry. I tried to keep it that long, but I had to drop my daughter off at daycare, and social services was showing up at least twice a week. So that didn't work out. But I'm not the only one presenting this session. We have a new guy. He's kind of shy, but he's got a terribly important job at Jamf Software. He's agreed to join me on the stage to help that 11th thing that we've got. I'd like to introduce our Principal Product Manager, Mr. Jody Rogers.
Fighting.
Come up.
High five.
You know, he had blisters on his hands for like 3 weeks after that. It was kind of a bad situation.
You should probably tell the context of that.
Okay. Jody, why don't you explain how we're going to do the 11 things?
We're going to do it different this year. This is going to be a competition against everyone here in the audience that knows the product really well, some new folks, some experts, all of you here in the audience versus me. One-on-one, or one on a whole lot, and we're going to keep score. The whole nation versus Jody. Actually, it's the whole world, actually. We got a whole bunch of people from all over the world, to make it the world.
Jamf Nation, come on now.
Got it.
You're not starting out too great, Jody.
No, I'm not. Yeah.
So,
I have confidence in myself, though. I mean, I've been here for like, I don't know, 2 months.
Pretty good. It's pretty good. Well, we've got a lot of content to cover. Let's have some fun with this. And in the spirit of that, we also have some wonderful ring people to bring in each round of things that we don't know. So without further ado, let's get started with number 1.
Round 1. Oh, round 0.
Oh, round 0. Clever. You know what? Yeah, I'm sorry. I do need volume for this. Never let the tech guys do your rounds because it started at 0. All right, our first one is logging.html as a hidden URL within the JSS. So logging.html put at the end of your JSS address is something that will give you a log viewer so that you can see what's happening as far as errors and info with the JSS. The reason that this is useful is because with a lot of different server platforms that we're running on, some have Linux, some have Windows, some have OS X that actually has a log viewer called console. And you might not have access to those servers. You might not have a good log viewer on that. So we brought it into the actual web interface. If we take a look at how this works, we go to our JSS. We simply type logging.html at the end of the URL. And what we get is the JSS logs. This stores thousands and thousands of lines of logs. As you can see, I have a lot of errors because I don't know what I'm doing. You can edit the logger and actually enable debug mode. So if you need a more verbose look at what's happening, you can enable debug. Then not only do you get warnings and errors, but you get debug logs. So also notice that if you do enable debug mode, you're going to have a lot more action coming through. So it might spike your performance a little bit. If you look, you can obviously see the errors. You can also download the logs at the bottom if you want to view them in your console, if that's an easier format for you. So you can download or exit the log viewer. So let's do this by applause. If you, hold on. I know, we just can't say applause.
Not if you're just happy about it.
If you knew about logging.html, let's hear a round of applause.
So I would say about half of them knew about it.
Oh yeah.
I totally knew about this.
You knew about this?
I think I told you about it. Put
Okay.
1 for the nation, 1 for Jody.
All right, we'll give you 1. You're only down by 1 now, Jody.
Oh, it's going to be a close race, I can tell. Do you see
Okay,
there's a little unfairness here?
That wasn't loud. That was not
Dude,
loud.
that's really loud.
That was really loud.
Let's.
Woo, Mr. Jason Woody. I thank you. Keyboard shortcuts on the JSS. So in version 9 of the JSS, you may have noticed that things are structured a little differently. We now have the ability to do what they call CRUD. And no, that's not the best descriptor of JSS 9, version 9. That stands for create, read, update, and delete. So when you go into a record, you don't have that already editable field that you can work with. So you actually have to say edit in every record if you want to go in and make changes. But that gives you the possibility to have user permissions that can't do that. So what we actually have is some keyboard shortcuts like N, E, B, which creates new, edits a record, and B is a navigational one to go back. And then when you're actually in the edit mode, you can do Control-C, Control-S, and not in edit mode, you can do the Control-D, which will delete. So what this looks like, I've installed a very handy little utility that will go through and show you the keystrokes that I'm doing. So I click N in configuration profiles. I'm able to create a new configuration profile. Control-S will save that record, and then I'll just freak out for a little while, push some random keys. No, don't delete. B, go back. And if I click on that record, go into that instance, click E, now I'm editing, and cancel with Control-C, and finally Control-D, and I will delete the record, confirmation, and delete. So, quick keys in the JSS. Round of applause, how many people knew about quick keys? Not bad. Round of applause. Anybody using quick keys? Ah, that's all right. We'll get there. It actually does save a lot of time. Jody, did you know about quick keys?
I just found out about them. So
All
I think
right.
I'm going to go a little, I'm in a hole.
Well, you're a point and click kind of guy. I don't know.
I like the mouse. I like this little tail.
I see Jody is using one of those Logitech, like, it looks like a helicopter pilot mouse with the thumb mouse thing. You guys remember those?
No, I have one.
I bet. So good job. The nation took one up on Jody that time. Quick keys. There's more to come, too. All right. Next up, Matthew Raskin. Thank you. Lovely. Oh, moonwalk.
Skills.
Man, I hope you're wearing like soft-soled shoes or whatever they say. Nope. This is like a basketball court up here. Next one is, we're getting into it a little bit. Users.html is another custom URL. You actually have to manually type this at the end. And what users.html does is we'll give you a list view of all your users, and you can actually go in to see things like computer, like, I'm not talking about users like users that log into your JSS. I'm talking about users that are assigned to devices such as computers, mobile devices, peripherals, even VPP codes. You can see what they're assigned to. So getting into that and seeing what it looks like, once again, you have to go to the JSS, type in users.html. You can search for users through here, so I'll search for Jody. I see Jody. He's got one computer in our sample data here. This is actually an import from our live JSS. Not bad, Jody. One computer, 2 mobile devices. You've restrained yourself. We can look at me in our JSS. 3 computers, 7 mobile. Not bad. I have one for every day of the week. My Sunday iPad rocks. Tuesday, not so much. It's an iPad 1. Going through, we'll look at one of our ring people, Woody. He's got 6 computers. He's pretty good at multitasking. He's got them all in kind of a half sphere around his desk.
It's like a command center.
Yeah. Taking a look at maybe Bryson, our IT guy. He might have some computers. 8 computers.
12.
Oh, 12 mobile devices. Bryson.
Right. That's just greedy.
Yeah, and he holds it over everybody's head. Oh, you want an iPad? Psych. But the other thing you can do is you can just do like a blank wildcard search. You can actually search by the columns and look for like who has the most of different things. Cam, the organizer of the JSS or the JNUC here, 23 computers. He uses them as like footrests at his desk, like stacks MacBook Pros on top so his feet don't get tired. But good job, Cam. So users.html. How many people knew about users.html?
Oh, I totally knew about it too.
All right, so the reason you don't know about users.html is this is going to be a feature later on.
Oh, that's why I know about it. That's why I know about it.
But now
Dang it.
you know about it. It's a secret in the JSS. It's coming soon. But Jody actually knew about it because...
I'm in the future.
So it probably works about half as good as it probably will when it comes out.
Oh, ouch. Ouch. Oh, man. Just put my number up, man.
All right. So how many people think that users.html will be useful for them? That's the important part, Jody.
Yeah, it is. User feedback instantaneously.
Next.
How are you doing that? How are you making that happen?
We have a bell in the back.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Ooh. One of his many managed devices.
Using technology. Not bad. 1 of 12. Good. And now he'll throw it away. All right, we're getting a little bit more leet now. I don't know, Joe, do you have like a leet alert? Like, woo, woo, something like that we can...
Because we're getting meaty? Because people are going to use the
meaty.
brain?
We're getting into the...
Ask the vegetarian for the meat. What? The meat what? The meat alert?
What you imagine meat might, you know...
How about a protein alert?
Okay, yeah. Protein shake alert. All right, so the next one is the hyphen verbose and hyphen display JSS traffic flags in the Jamf binary. So as you probably know, the Jamf framework has a binary that does a lot of the actions which come out of the Casper Suite for OS X. The Jamf policy or I'm sorry, the hyphen verbose and the hyphen display JSS traffic are global flags, which means they can be used with any of the verbs in the Jamf binary. Now, the hyphen verbose will give you additional details on what's going on. It's almost like a debug log for the binary. And the show JSS traffic will actually show you down to the byte level how much traffic you're generating, both on the upload and download of your command. So 2 examples. One is just going to be the Jamf policy. I'll do Jamf policy hyphen verbose. And the output of that, you see things with a verbose colon, and that means that it's additional information. This is very useful for troubleshooting. If something's not working the way you want, you put the verbose in the manual execution of it, and you can kind of get down to the level of seeing what's happening. Additionally, we can do the Jamf show JSS traffic, or display JSS traffic, rather. And now when we click enter, we actually see upload, download, and the total traffic generated. It is important to note that this is per action. So the first one is not a cumulative total, or the second one isn't a cumulative total of the second and first. It's each one individually. So this actually goes on for about 30 minutes. I needed a time filler. But eventually, Jody, I don't know if you could fill that time. Like, I've got like 8,000 applications.
Wait, we're gonna let it run?
Well, it's a demo, man. You kind of have to.
Yeah. Live demo. Boom.
I'm just kidding. So as you can see, we've got the total volume. And with some easy math, you can kind of expect to generate so much traffic. If you're going across a WAN, this could be useful. If you're looking to appease your network folks that are looking to see how much traffic is going to be generated by each of your actions. So how many people knew about verbose and show JSS traffic?
So that seemed like only like a couple people.
I'm giving it to them.
You're giving it to them?
Oh, I'm giving it to them.
You guys do both? How long has that been available?
It's only been since like version 6 or 7.
Yeah, because I think that Miles taught me that when I got my training a couple
We're
of
not
years
going to
ago.
give you think, Jody, but thank you for playing.
Come on.
Keyword think. But
I think this audience is too smart. I think that there's too many smart people here. I think we need to dumb the audience down, and the only way I know how to do that.
It's a handout beers.
Yeah. There you go.
Warm PBR dumbs down audiences 5 out of 5 times.
Now, fair level playing ground now. Totally fair now.
And that is an indication that, yes, we know. We do know that we're the only thing standing between you and happy hour. So.
Oh, right.
But quit sucking up. Next one. Did we kill the? Oh,
ooh,
there we go. Roman numerals.
Way to mix it up.
Flashy. If you haven't met Matt, he's shy too. So multi-site users with local groups. Version 9 introduced something that was called sites. Is anybody using sites out there? Clap hand. Yeah.
Woo.
Sites is something that was originally brought on from the community. It's one of the main breakthrough features of version 9. And it gives the ability for administrators to only manage a subset of computers within your environment. So the idea behind sites, or the multi-site users, is that you can assign a user to a site, but if you have a lot of sites, you might want to assign a user to multiple sites. And giving a user just one site-level privilege won't let them go to other sites as well. So then we have to introduce groups. And what we do is assign the group to a site, and then assign the user to multiple groups. Oh.
Whoa.
That's intense. Total crazy question mark. How do we get this done?
You spent a lot of time on that.
Thanks, yeah. I just learned Keynote yesterday. I tried to do it in whatever the equivalent in LibreOffice is, and I just ended up with like nothing. But as you can see, log into my JSS. I have multiple accounts and multiple groups. Now I've actually assigned the site access to the groups, and these are just administrators for our various offices. and then all the users are specified as group access. So I could go to a group, I could see the number of members in a group, I could go to a group, Eau Claire admins, click on the members tab and assign multiple users from there into that group. I could also go up to an actual user, edit the user using the quick key E in group membership, and assign multiple sites there. And when we log out and log back in, I'll log in as Sam. I had 2 sites assigned to me. And now in the top, you actually see those 2 sites assigned. And as we go through, I'll just run through and add another site quick so that you can see that it should work. This is not a pre-recorded demo. I actually have somebody back on the keyboard right now, I swear. I'm standing on pins and needles right now. Don't know whether it's going to work.
Is this going to work? Is it going to work?
Is it going to work? Please.
They're typing fast back there.
They are. Wow, that was close. All right, so multiple sites with local groups. Round of applause if you know about this feature.
I do know about it because I learned it from a conversation with a customer 2 weeks ago, and they were super excited about implementing this. So that was like one of the main reasons why they're wanting to upgrade. So I totally know about it for real.
Good confidence, Jody. We're going to give that to you.
Yes.
Additionally, if you're using LDAP users or LDAP groups, that's another way that you can assign multi-site permissions so that you can actually add your LDAP groups if you were to have those groups in your sites as well. So add an LDAP group to a site level access and then add users from there.
How are you doing that? Oh my gosh. Don't look at that the back part. Yeah, that was not right. This is a family show.
Item number 6, moving past that mental image, is view live app usage and restricted software. Another troubleshooting tip here, and really what we're looking for is when you have restricted software or you're using application usage and you want to get a better view of how that's working. So there's an undocumented Jamf binary command called launch daemon. We can do a -monitor usage, throw the verbose flag on there, and now we've got all the applications that we're using in our application usage. This is collected by the Jamf agent, and this is viewed using this command. You can open applications, quit applications, and you get all that through. If you have restricted software, when you launch the application that you're looking for, you should see restricted software come and shut it down. Additionally, if maybe you're looking at a different process name, you can gather information about what the actual process name is interpreted by the binary when we're looking at it. So, application usage and restricted software viewing in the Jamf binary.
Oh, good. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Whew. All right, good. I threw that one in there as in case everybody like roaring applause. You know, there's a nightmare last night where everybody's like, "That's easy." Gotcha.
Hey, Sam, so we need to do this.
Like too hard, like.
No, I'm not saying we don't need to take away from one. We got to do the little, yeah. Here we go.
Good catch.
Oh. Just to let you guys know that they've been practicing this for weeks. Sam and I, on the other hand, not.
That's fairly apparent, I believe, Jody.
Yeah.
But, okay, Casper Focus web filter. The Casper Focus used as a web filter is something that came up as a need from the community and is a workflow item using the new application Casper Focus. The story behind it is that when a teacher would focus the student iPads, they'd want to do an online test or direct them to a specific website, but not be able to deviate from that website and go to Wikipedia and find the answer or something like that, right? So, logical, right? We're trying to figure out how to do that. There's actually a workflow that you can use to make that happen. When you focus when you focus an iPad, it actually installs a configuration profile called app lock. And when it installs that configuration profile, it reaches out, phones home to the JSS, and it does an inventory update. So we know that it has that configuration profile. Now, using smart groups and criteria to scope the class or the student or the LDAP with this configuration profile, you can actually put them into that group when they're focused. And then you can make a configuration profile that uses that group as a scope and use the web filter payload in the profile to only allow them to access the site that you want. Kind of cool. So what this looks like, on the left, you'll see the focus teacher iPad. On the right, you'll see the student. As you can see, the student is opening up Safari, going to google.com. On the left, the teacher will take that iPad, focus it instantaneously. There, thank you. It will focus it on Safari. We now we're not able to go to Google, but we can go to Jamf Softwares, which is where we went to, and you're getting cannot go to the other websites. This was a feature that was introduced. I only knew about it like a week ago. Kyle Barris from our systems engineer team introduced it to me, so I don't know. Do you guys know about this feature? Round of applause.
Wait, these are people that know about it?
Well, I think it might have been presented in the Casper Focus series this morning, so I kind of planted that one on you.
Wait. Time out. It was? For
Did
real?
you go to that?
No, but...
Wow, interesting.
No, wait. Be honest. No jokes. First, I'm going to pass this to you, because I don't trust myself. But look, who sent that to you? Who sent the information about this to you?
One Mr. Jody Rogers.
Yes. So
this is actually Jody's. He was trying to gain points on you, but you're too smart for him.
Yeah, because I didn't know it was going to be taught earlier. I didn't know that. Can I? Woo! Wow. We are not insured for that.
That's just outright dangerous.
Yeah, we are not insured for that at all.
Okay, this is another techie one. But multiple scheduled tasks. In version 8 of the JSS, you can create multiple scheduled tasks for OS X computers, which means that you have your standard scheduled task, which is check in every 15 minutes, every 30 minutes, every hour, every 5 minutes, something like that. But in some rare situations, people wanted to have multiple scheduled tasks where they go and knock on the door of the JSS at a different interval. So you could achieve this in version 9 through a binary command, which is shown above. And all this binary command does is actually creates and loads a scheduled task for you to call into the JSS on a different interval. Now, I wouldn't recommend this, but if we go on, we can obviously see we only have one scheduled task in our launch daemons folder. We run the command, and I just want to go on record as saying having a scheduled task that checks in every 1 minute is probably a bad idea, just from the why wouldn't we just do that with all of them then, right? You literally need 10 computers in order to make this useful. So be careful, scope it narrowly, I guess. But we run the command, run at load, run as the user root, authenticate, and if we go back to our launch daemons directory, we will see we have our new scheduled task. If we look at it, it's a standard scheduled task that runs every minute. Audience, the nation, please clap for this. Who knew about it?
Can you do this in the interface? Why would you want to do this? I don't understand. But sure enough, you don't know about it, and I don't either, which means it's 4 to 6. I still can catch up.
All right.
Yes.
We had to put a couple bus ones in there. I'm just saying, 11 is hard, guys. Item number 9.
Deep stuff going on here.
Math guy.
Yeah.
That's like the toughest math problem we could get, really? Okay. This one is really cool.
Oh, I get it. I get it. Sorry. Go ahead.
Really?
I got it. Do I get point? Yes, yes. Come on. I got it. There's somebody. Yes.
I don't know why he's...
Somebody said I need to get a point for figuring that out. Oh. No. I misunderstood the audience.
Yeah. We're not awarding that. In fact, that was like a time trial. That was a special time trial version. Square it? I don't know how to do that with check boxes, but LDAP mappings and extension attributes. This one is pretty interesting. You guys know what LDAP mappings are. Obviously, they get information from your directory server, such as Active Directory, Open Directory. We have a finite number of them, which is like email address, username, phone, so on and so forth. In the past, we've encouraged you to rename phone because no one uses that to something more useful. But you have a lot of useful information in your LDAP servers that you want to also have in your JSS as well, right? Sometimes, maybe? Head nods?
Yes. Sure.
There we go. Yes.
Hey, that guy up there is Googling this.
Cheater! Are you trying to get points out of that, or?
I'm just trying to win, man.
So LDAP attributes, or LDAP mappings and extension attributes, to give you a really quick example of how I would use this in our environment, is directory servers obviously store information about people, right? And as I'm an IT administrator and I find something wrong with a computer and associate it with a person, I would like to know how approachable that person is. So I'd make an approachability attribute in there. And that way I know whether I go up to them and say, hey, your smart drive or your smart status is failing, you might need a new hard drive, or if I email them and say, here's a gift certificate to Best Buy, go and figure it out yourself. And I'd say Jody, very approachable. I use our product management team as an example. Yes, you just see it in the record. Okay, I'll go and talk to Jody. Other team members, maybe not quite as approachable.
Dude, that's a great photo. And this is some fantastic Photoshop work going on here, man. I can give you some tips on that later.
I couldn't afford it. My IT administrator wouldn't scope that to me, so I had to use GIMP. So what I could do in the JSS to make this happen is go into mobile devices. You can do this for computers or mobile devices. Go to management settings, go to the extension attributes, which is a new feature of 9, awesome. Create a new one. I'll call it approachability. Extension attributes for mobile devices that are a new feature of 9. Sorry. And then I'll make it under the user and location, and a new field in there is LDAP attribute mapping. So you can actually put in the LDAP attribute name as it exists in your Active Directory. It's the same as when you're going through your LDAP connection setup, and then save. Now, the important part about this is that you actually get a variable out of this, which makes it useful beyond just what you can see in your JSS. And approachability isn't really a good example for that. But if I were to go to something like personal email, if you had that, and this is probably a bad example as well, but you could actually take that variable and then bring it into configuration profiles and use that variable for the mail payload or something like that. So you can dynamically assign values based on your LDAP attributes to things in your mobile devices or computers through configuration profiles. Cool feature, huh? I heard some oohs. How many people knew about LDAP mappings in the JSS?
A few.
I knew one person knew for sure, but we had to have greater than one. Jody, did you know about LDAP mapping?
I absolutely did. I'm a big LDAP expert. I went to a conference where the best joke that you have at the LDAP conference is, oh, you? I just came up with that. That's good.
We're going to cross you out. That was an awesome joke. I was there too. CN at the bar. All right. This is just going to get bad. No, stopping it here.
We're stopping, that's it. What just happened?
Does that really happen when you tell bad jokes?
What happened?
Woo! Good thing tech support is here. Are we on number 9 or 10? 10?
10, yeah.
Time is flying, guys. I'm trying to get you to the bar as fast as possible. Oh, this one's romantic.
Oh, beautiful. That's disturbing.
I wonder what those guys could do.
Nightmares.
Yeah, I wonder what those guys could do if they had like more than 3 minutes to put together a tag. Like,
And then just have construction paper.
yeah. Should see their science fair project. It's amazing. Okay, so item number 10 is the Jamf helper, policy notifications, and more. So in version number 9, we also have the new feature for OS 10, which allows you to display messages to your end users before the policy begins and after the policy is done. Does anybody use that? Clap hands. It's pretty cool. And this is all done using a binary that's part of the management framework called the Jamf helper. So the Jamf helper is an application that resides in the library application support Jamf bin directory. And it is the end user notification system. And it's got a ton of features that can help you extend beyond just that general notification that you have. So I have a script here that we can run. And the script, if we take a look at it, is extremely complicated. It's really not. We're just setting a lot of variables for the different flags that we can set out, such as what the buttons will look like. We're going to put a timer in there so that we can actually count down and do something when the timer expires. And I pass it all into that Jamf helper variable, or binary rather, and then I do some if, else if. You could do a case statement, something like that, to handle the return codes as they come back. And when I execute this script, what you'll end up seeing is notification. Like I said, this one, the example for this is like Firefox. If you are trying to install Firefox and you see that it's already running, you'd say, quit Firefox, we're going to install over the top of it. Click OK to begin, or click cancel to not install it. And if the timer runs out, you can do something with that. So the Jamf helper binary. Round of applause for the Jamf helper binary. Jody?
Huh? No, I spaced out. What?
Do you know about the Jamf helper binary?
Oh, no.
Do you have the marker?
It sounds cool, huh?
I think the marker ran away.
It sounds cool. I like it. I'm into it. Oh, that's over here. Here, allow me.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, sorry. That's a big, thick number. There we go.
So the Jamf helper is cool.
Wait a second. There's 5 to 9. We've only got one left. I'm not very good about this.
There's a couple added points. You know, should we like give Jody a point if he can do like a cartwheel or something? Somersault? I don't think you have to earn your points, man.
I don't think my Jamf insurance has kicked in yet.
Still on Cobra. All right.
And I didn't have any of those PBRs.
That's the 11th one, PBR. How did you know? So item number 11. So the Jamf helper is super cool, but it turns out there's another notification system built into OS 10. It's called Notification Center. Probably have heard of that. Oh.
A round of applause for number helpers. What are they called? The ring number girls?
Dudes.
Dudes. Yeah.
Ring dudes. So item number 11, the bonus is notification center messages using the Jamf framework. There's a hidden binary or application inside of the Jamf framework that we haven't completely utilized yet, but it is in the library application support Jamf bin management action.app. I just hear some muttering like, yes, yes. Be prepared for the scheduled task of every minute and notification center policies combined. Talk to your IT provider. And all this application does right now is just 3 flags. You get to assign a title, a subtitle, and a message. And crazy news alert. One is bigger, one is biggest, one is medium, and one is small. So what this looks like is I'll call the binary from the terminal. You can do this through a script, obviously, through a policy. And I type this out. Come on, back there. Get going.
They're running out of steam, man. They're getting tired.
Yeah, the fingers are going a little slower than before, I noticed. Type the message. Come on. Just make it short. Oh, hashtag JNUC. Hashtag JNUC. Is that how it goes? I don't know.
Run with it.
All right, so we execute that, and you get a notification message with
the logo.
With the logo.
Yeah.
So, notification center messages in the Jamf framework. Did you guys know about that? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Jody?
So this is a hidden binary, and like on my first day, I was walking around the campus, and I was like, went up to the 3rd floor, and I found that room where all the hidden binaries were. So yes, I did know about it.
It's up on the left. Okay, well done. You guys beat Jody. Surprise, surprise. I kind of knew you were going to beat Jody, but we kind of waited until now until we let you know. Do you have any?
But next year, I'll be back, and I'll know like this much more, so be prepared.
All right. We actually raced through this. Thank you guys so much for showing up. This was an awesome time. Last session, we're letting you out a little bit early. JNUC 13, epic, man. Fantastic time. Everybody, I hope your planes leave on time and your cars don't run out of gas. And if you took a boat or a train, you're on your own. So thank you very much. Have a great time, and
thank you.
Appreciate it. You guys make this all happen.